What is up? Mr. Koga here, back again with another little YouTube live stream. Hello, how's it going, friends? Good to see you all. Okay, second grade, Rio del Sol. We're back in the makerspace. Let's get a little tour of the makerspace real quick. Ah, our beautiful makerspace. It's getting more and more organized, thank goodness, because, we got a lot of stuff in here, but it's the makerspace of dreams, because there's so much stuff in here that connects to our projects, connects to the arts and crafts stuff that we do. Like we got the Fall Harvest Carnival, we got the Wax Museum, we got seed dispersal coming up, we got the fish ponds now. So transitioning into that conversation about the fish ponds. Let's dive into it. Okay, so we got a fish tank here. Then we got a grow light right here. Ah, my eyes, my eyes. But this basically is an artificial recreation of a natural environment. The natural environment we're going to study is the Hawaiian fish ponds. Because as you might know, Mr. Koga is from Hawaii. I'm from Maui, Hawaii, the best island ever. Gee. But I studied Hawaiian fish ponds, and then I realized, wait a second, that's a great explanation for how indigenous cultures and indigenous communities found balance with nature. Because guess what, guys? We are very good as modern people of finding imbalance of how to make nature go all cray cray, but how did those indigenous cultures like the Hawaiians, the Shumash, how did they find balance for thousands of years? Think about that. We have been around at okay, let's looking at the US. We have been around since 1776. That's about 300 years. The indigenous cultures were around for thousands of years, found balance for all those centuries. And we may kind of have lost our way. So I believe that tapping into that ancestral indigenous knowledge where they found balance and they found harmony with nature and with the earth, I think that can solve a lot of our modern problems. We got AI on this side, but then we have the indigenous ancient wisdom on this side. My goal as a second grade teacher is to bring these two worlds together so that we can find out these creative solutions that we don't have yet, because it's all up in the air right now. We don't know exactly where the world's going to go, but we know it's leaning in one direction. We spent a long time changing this earth. Now the earth is starting to push back and it's starting to change us. If you notice how how we have to live our lives and how we react to different climate events. Okay, so back to the fish pond. So the fish pond at the bottom is just an aquarium. We're going to be adding rocks. We're going to be adding a couple little like plants and little features down here. And we're going to also add fish, maybe some shrimp, maybe some snails, things of that nature. Nature. And then on top of here, let's get a close-up view. On top of here, we are going to be adding clay pellets. What are clay pellets, you may ask? Well, let me turn the tripod this way. Ha ha! Right here are the clay pellets. Listen to the sound. Wait, let's get the mic in there. Listen to the sound. Cool. So if you heard that right there, hold on, let me angle it down. If you heard that just now, you may have heard that it sounds crispy, almost like Cocoa Puffs, almost like Cocoa Pebbles. But what these do, these are actually made of clay. Let me see if I can actually break one. Oh, there. Look, it breaks down to these little clay pellets, and clay fragments. It's very crispy, very crunchy. So these are gonna go in here. And if you look carefully, here, let me turn on that pump. So there's a pump down here that will create a cycle of water, and it's gonna recirculate the water over and over and over. So let me turn it on down here. 3, 2, 1, let her rip. All right, so now we have this. Let me try to see if I can get the tripod up a little bit more. Aha. Hello. Okay, there. Now it's a good angle. Okay, so we got that pump from the bottom here, right here, pumping water straight up to this area here. The water, once it gets to a certain height, falls back down through these two. Oh, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate you. Through these two holes. And that takes the water back down here. Let me see if we can get a view of that. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it, but there, you can see the bubbles. That's where the water's falling back in. And the bubbles mean aeration for the water. It's adding oxygen back into the water. That's a great thing to happen too. Okay, so we have this grow light up here, recreating the sun. We have this clay pellet area that's going to recreate the soil, the earth. And then we have the water down there that's going to recreate the Hawaiian fish pond. So that Hawaiian fish pond, if you think about it as a fish pond in Hawaii, the water comes down from the mountains, comes down the river, enters the ocean through an estuary, and then it kind of mixes into the salt water. It creates what's called brackish water. That's like part salt, part fresh water. In that little area, let's imagine like this area is a fish pond where the water comes, the Hawaiians would create a little rock wall and a little gate right here at the edge where the ocean is. The fish would chill in this little fish pond area. They would get the nutrients and they would get to eat all the algae and seaweed that's growing in the fish pond, and the water would be able to circulate in and out of the ocean and get replenished from the river. So the ancient Hawaiians could grow their own fish and raise them from little baby fish into bigger fish, because once the fish grew bigger, they couldn't get out of that gate that goes out to the ocean. They'd be kind of stuck inside of the fish pond, which is great for the Hawaiians who needed to raise some fish. And it's kind of what we do on a larger scale right now. Okay, so we have explained most of the things of what's going on: the sun, the earth, the replenishing of water, the cycle that's happening, recirculation going on here. Okay, now I think it's time that we add the clay pellets. All right, here we go. We're telescoping up. Oh, perfect, perfect. Okay. Yes, right there. Good. All right. We got clay pellets right here, ready to rock. This might be a little loud, so turn down your volumes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like Cocoa Puffs. It really is like cereal. Oh, okay, we're dropping the light, we're dropping pellets. We got it. Okay, worth it. Okay, so let me fix this. It's just a little clip here and a little clip there, and we're back. We're good. Okay, so check it out. Check it out, guys. Now we have a substrate. That's what this is called, a substrate. But you can't just put plants right in there. If I dropped a seed in there, it would be bye-bye. So thinking about what we saw when this was closed, right? Before this had the clay pellets, on the bottom, that pump is pumping up the water into this little lower part. The clay pellets are gonna suck up and soak up the water, just like a wick, like a candle wick, or like anything that you dip into water, it'll naturally suck up. Like imagine you put a paper towel into water, the water wants to crawl up that paper towel. That's what's gonna happen here in a little bit. We got some clay pellets down there. I'll figure out how to get those out a little bit later, but yes, we did it. So now what we're gonna be getting is these little, it almost looks like foam, but it's like dirt. It might be made of coconut husk, but it's basically, maybe I have them around here somewhere. I don't, but they're little squishy brown things that look like a little cube of soil. We're gonna put the seeds in there, we're gonna germinate the seeds, and we're gonna let them sprout. Once they become sprouts, probably about that big, we're going to stick them in here, and then their life begins. But that's only the very beginning, because once we add the fish, the snails, and the shrimp into this part, guess what fish and shrimp and snails like to do? Poop and pee. They like to poop and pee. So the fish, if we just had them in this tank down here, they would just be pooping and peeing and making this tank all dirty, right? But just like the ancient Hawaiians knew, that when this water goes up here to the plants enjoy the poop and the pee, because that has nitrates in it. Nitrates are what feed plants. It's like nutrients, basically. So the plants are gonna be feeding off of the poop and the pee from the fish, and the plants and the clay pellets will filter the water. Yes, it filters out the water and cleans out some of that nitrates, because if the water has too much nitrates, it becomes toxic. It's not good. So the plants will get fed from the poop and the pee, and then the plants also filter the water for the fishies. The fishies get nice clean water. So it's a whole cycle. It's a whole recirculation going on here, but it's now set up and almost ready for some fish. We have to add some rocks, and I don't like to add fish or any animals until the tank has had a few days to kind of just cycle and just kind of, and even you want to see some like light algae development, because that is meaning that there's microorganisms that are thriving inside of here. And a lot of times that's what you need to ensure that fish have a good environment to go into. Because if you put fish into perfectly clean water like this, it's like too sterile, too clean. It's like too unnatural. It's like throwing us into I don't know, something that's like pure. We like some germs and bacteria. That's what, there's good germs, there's good bacteria out there too. So that's a little lesson for you today. And basically, we're going to see where this adventure takes us. But the whole connection piece, the whole idea that we're searching for is, can we make a connection from the modern stuff to the ancient indigenous stuff, the Hawaiians, the Shumash, balance, finding balance, right? Okay, we're going to cut off this live stream for today, but thank you guys so much for watching and joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed that one, and we'll see you next time for the next live stream, whenever that is. I don't have a plan. I don't know. We're just flying by the seat of our pants here. Okay. We'll check in with you later. Bye.